That's
Hey everyone, welcome to the AI Amigos show. My name is James. I'm with Jin Chao. Welcome that everyone is in. I want to thank you for joining us today. Oh yes, Jin Chao reminding me we're sponsored by Tequila AI. So yes, it's on that side, Jin Chao, not the other side, not to get confused.
Yeah.
So
already pointed. Yeah.
yeah. So remember, we are sponsored by those guys. So if you need any AI needs, you're good to contact them. So we got a lot of cover today, Jin Chao. A lot of stuff that's been happening this week.
Uh-huh.
A lot of good stuff to cover. But really, what we're looking to cover. Well, first of all, we look at, okay, OpenAI killed its most hyped product. Hackers backdoored the library connecting your AI app to every major model.
Yeah.
Autonomous agents went from an Austrian developer side project to NVIDIA's enterprise bet.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this happened in March 2026. And then on top of that, which I didn't put into what we're going in the segment that we're going to talk about, but tokens, the token usage is down. Yeah. So, that is an issue. So someone's seen us in vertical mode. Hopefully they can get us in a horizontal mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we turn our heads now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all that to say, okay, well, first of all, Sora is dead. So you remember when OpenAI started this, 6 months ago, after its public launch, and was
Yeah.
and they just took it off, and there was a real unofficial reason why they took it off. It was very vague, and really maybe the real reason is because the stuff they created was not really good, right? I mean, that's at the end of the day, when people don't use it, it's because it's not good, right? Let's be honest. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yep, the head tilt fixed it.
Definitely. We can't hold that way all the time, man. I have bad neck.
We have to do it the same direction, Jin Chao. If I go left, you got to go left and right.
We have to change We have to change different way as well, just to troll them.
Yeah, I'll say, because they will look like this, neck to neck.
Yeah, on the Sora, it's quite interesting. I remember it was a big thing, right? It was a wow for us, and I still remember on their website they had this a video about this guy. It looks like in the salt, somewhere in a salt lake or something, like a really open area. The astronaut, right? I was researching a little bit. People have been saying like they're burning so much money on the Sora itself, right? And the funny thing
Did you ever use it?
No, but I think I use X for those funny little memes. But that's the thing as well. I think people are not really using it for video production. They just created a funny 5 or 6 seconds memes, become really, really, really popular, and people have been using that. Sora was the first platform, right? So this is where they get kind of like a famous and trying to get more traffic, which is working on them, but ended up with more people burning their GPUs on creating videos. I just don't think there's a pricing model in there. Like if it start charging me, like I just move to X. I'm making fun video
or Nano Banana, right? I mean,
yeah. Like a video can be created like a 5 or 6 seconds now, right? From Gemini. So yeah, there's a lot of platform there doing that.
Well, it says here. I'm sorry.
If you really wanted to make those videos on TikTok or something, like TikTok had their own ByteDance, right? 2.0 that was giving some hypes, and everybody was talking about that, but I haven't tried it as well.
Well, I mean, here's some facts, Jin Chao. The inference cost at peak was about 15 million per day, and the total lifetime revenue generated was about 2.1 million. and user count dropped 66% from its November 2025 peak. So, like you said, and probably there's a direct correlation there to when Grok and X came out with theirs.
Yeah.
Disney committed $1 billion to a partnership, and they found out about the shutdown less than an hour before public announcement.
Mm-hmm.
And the deal died with it. So that $1 billion gone. And the shutdown was announced via a brief post on X from the Sora team with no firm shutdown date, no press conference, no explanation, just we're shutting it down. Right? So,
and that's related to their IPO as well, right? They're trying to do the IPO on OpenAI.
That's right, yeah.
And this is the good thing to get rid of before you launch it, right? This is in your financial statement and all that, and I can't because Tesla, like Elon, is suing them as well. So though because it's a private company, those documentation are not shown to the public, right?
That's
they
right.
can tell all they want. I'll make it 10 billion a year or whatever, right? They're not showing it. But once a court case is open, those documentation will be public.
Yes, in discovery, they have to reveal what.
Yeah. So they probably wanted to make a bit nicer what's going on in the company, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine. Just stop burning one day. Give me 50 million. I'd be happy.
Well, what do you think? Do you think like this is a sign of, let's say, the AI industry coming to a level of maturity, and meaning that when they're killing products that don't work, they're not just keeping them to keep them to see does it hit?
Yeah, and I don't think see OpenAI's strategy has been, because its first one has been try everything, right?
Yeah.
It tried Codex now and trying to copy Claw, and has video generation and voice and all that sort of stuff. But like, it just stretches arms too wide, I think. Like, let's look at a Claw, right? When Claw was launched, we know Claw has model, but they only have one model, right?
Yeah.
The coding bit. And they just making sure it works and making sure it gets money from it. And I just have one product. And compared to the video and voice, and still using text is burn the least amount of tokens, right? The money, even you give it out for free. I think their business model, how they can establish in the literally vibe coding industry now, right? And so it's still, we're using cloud. I know you're using it.
I am, yeah. Well, I think
anti-gravity, but now it's changing to that too now.
Yeah, well, I think maybe OpenAI. Like you said, they're moving to an IPO. They got to clean up their books. Their revenue now surpassing 25 billion. And going to the reason I'm saying there is that looking at Claude, where they've released Opus, they've released their code, they released. I don't know if you guys heard about they in the last update yesterday, they pushed to their repo, and there was a log file in there, a debugging log file that had all their code, and about 41 million people. 41,000, not million. 41,000 people.
Yeah.
Cloned that repo before they took it down. So that's a bit of an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a bit of an issue in regards to one point. We're not going to speak that fast.
No.
You can just recording. Yeah, there you go. That's what I say. Watch it once I'll post it later. Exactly. Watch it later, and you can run it at 1.75, 2 times speed, no problem. I can talk that fast, but yeah. So thanks, Wild Driver. So going back to Claude, so they've been releasing a lot of models, and I think there's even one they're talking about that it got leaked. Not that the model got leaked, but the name got leaked. I think it's called. It'll come to me in a minute, but it's the next release that's coming, and some other stuff that's coming out. So Claude is releasing all that, but now Claude has gone and changed the way they do their tokens, Shinshao. And like people are complaining. I'm one of them. Like, I mean, I'm
I,
reaching limits that I never reached before, and they've got peak times
yeah,
now. So if you work
I,
between certain times, you're burning them, you know.
I think I mentioned last week, right? I don't think it's just Claude. Everyone is doing that secretly. Like,
Anti-gravity, you think so, Google?
yeah, anti-gravity sent me from Google. This is their agentic vibe coding tool. It's essentially IDE. It sent me on a 7 days holiday. So, so there you go. I never see such a long ban. Tell me I reached my limit. Um, remember, I'm still a pay member of their Google One, they call it, package. I actually canceled my subscription yesterday. They
Oh
used to
wow.
have this package description has anti-gravity in there. When I canceled it yesterday, I look at the description, looking at some other different Google One description. They actually took that out. I don't see anti-gravity in there anymore. I wanted to check it today. Don't quote me on that. I see it on my mobile phone, so it could be the screen issue. I didn't.
Well,
But
here I'll do a quick Google chart. You got Google One.
Google One, yes, Google One, and there's a package about in Ireland. It's about $21.99. It has a lot of perks. Anti gravity was in there before. They took out a whole bunch of AI stuff from there. Maybe there's a new package gonna coming down very soon. Now, when you're checking, I wanted to talk about this kind of the cloud leak stuff. We're seeing more and more there's issues or problems coming out because people using AI, not just cloud. This is a case, right? And the other case is actually I was saying AWS was deploy something and was unsuccessful as using their own AI assistant as well. So that's a big deal, I think, especially for the infrastructure guys. For AWS, they maintain a lot of 5 nines, 6 nines, 7 nines these days availability, and a wrong deployment could just break that SLI straight away, right? You're talking about this. It is dangerous now.
It is. I mean, for me, I really like Claude, but I mean, I think the issue is for security company or their big emphasis on security. They've had quite a few breaches as of late. So hi to Taruna. Um, and as you said, that's a big concern, Jinsha, because I mean, if they're leaking their own source, are they leaking our data? You know,
I
and
think
that's
that's you know yourself when you vibe coding, right? When I vibe coding, if you don't follow it all the time, go through its thinking process, what it does, and all that. Initially, if the project is small, it's okay. You still can follow. Once it get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point you don't know how many files changed, how many different things are being changed, and you don't have the time to review the whole lot. If you
no,
review it, you already slow down. It be the purpose of using AI, if you know what I mean.
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. You know, you have to concern, you know, about reading the whole thing. Then you might as well just do it yourself.
Yeah, if your company, like let's say, give you 90 quid or 100 quid or whatever amount of token give you, let's say, and give you 1,000 a month, they assume compared to your salary, okay, you definitely need 25% of increase productivity here. And okay, and then how do you increase that if you are slowing down in the vibe coding and verify all the stuff is changing? Is kind of hard, right? It's kind of hard to do that. I can see that, especially you're exhausted after reading it. Because before you can do a piece of coding, thinking about go for coffee, chat to your friends about some questions, all that. But now it's boom, 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 as all the thought process he has. And you have to follow all the time. So it's kind of exhausting.
It is, and I think, you know, as you're saying there, it's just it's I mean, it's supposed to make us more productive, right? That's the whole idea of it. And the thing is I saw I saw someone state that that the productivity increase for developers on average is 10%. That's not a huge. I mean, yes, it's an increase, but it's not a huge increase to say, well, we got to get rid of all our software developers and things like that. I was looking here, Jinchao, just to answer your question. Apparently, there is issue with Google One AI Pro. It's saying that it's a subscription issue. And it says that many users feel that here it says reported significant reduction in AI models quotas, what you just talked about, but access issue, the subscribers are incorrectly treated as free users. So you're treated as a free user, Jinchao. They're taking all your money and they're giving you a free user.
It's Google One Pro holiday package I had.
Apparently, what they're saying is you should unsubscribe and resubscribe and make sure you delete all traces of it from your computer, uninstall it, and then reinstall it like new, and it will be back on again. That's a lot of work, isn't it? You're paying money.
Especially when they hide all the files, all the memories everywhere.
Exactly. And the Claude, the next model that's coming out is supposed to be Mythos. So that's supposed to be coming out soon. But the next thing I've got slated for us to talk to Jinchao about is MCP servers hit some 97 million installs.
Okay.
That's really interesting. I know I'm seeing a lot of productive tools for MCP. You can connect to Jira. You can connect to a new one that you can connect to now, which is interesting, is Notebook LM. Now you connect your Claude code into Notebook LM. It connects to Indeed. It connects to there's so many, man. There's so many.
This is a thing now I was thinking about. Like before, it's like MCP you can connect to, let's say Google. Sorry, not Google. OpenAI. You can use your chat window to connect to different MCPs. But I know you're using MCPs different. You connect from your IDEs, right?
Yes.
And I do as well. I created MCP myself before I connect to it. I do see the useful bit, but later on it's going to be everything running in IDE. But if you are not the coder or programmer, do you have to download the IDE to connect to those? Because I don't see there's some, unless you use like anything LLM or any of those things you install, you can configure and connect to you kind of get a local chat window connected and MCP. But
if you download the Claude app, you get access to the Claude. You get access to Claude Cowork, and you get access to Claude Code, all in the same app. And if you connect to the MCP server, it connects to the app itself.
All right.
And then when you're asking Claude, it will work in there, or if you go to Claude Code. But I mean, Claude Code is more used for than just coding. It does other things as well.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't work for Claude. We're not getting money to promote Claude. I do really like Claude. If you want to use it, but I mean, other people have their own preferences. I do really like it.
Yeah. But that's a kind of thing as well. What I've been testing is I use the Claude Code, but in the third party API, right? So I can't really download the app, I think, and get that working. That raises an interesting point as well, because those companies are really limiting or reducing their token windows for those. But what I see overseas in China is, because the OpenClaw is getting popular and all that, the token window, they're running a different subscription model. So what I did was PI models.
Jinchao, you're cutting in and out.
Am I still here?
You're back. You're back. You were gone, and now you're back.
Okay. Just wrong or something. Done.
I hope it's not me. Maybe it's me. Yeah, I was seeing that China's using a lot of OpenClaw. And speaking of that, I see that NVIDIA is starting to work with NemoClaw. So I think we're starting to get into a OpenClaw versus NemoClaw, and we're seeing the agentic A arms race. Who's going to have the better?
Jim, can you keep talking? I'm just connected to different Wi-Fi. I think there's something wrong with my Wi-Fi. Just 2 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, so basically just saying there that OpenClaw and NemoClaw is looking like they're getting into some kind of a war with each other in regards to who's going to win. And I know that it's a big deal for NVIDIA. Yeah, so I'm just talking about the OpenClaw there versus NemoClaw.
Oh, there's so many of those. If you go onto the GitHub, there's a nano claw, there's a Nemo claw, there's a small claw, all different kind of claw at the moment.
The big thing is the concern is the security, isn't it, Jinchao? Like there's some things that it does, not only from a security perspective, but if it starts, you just give it complete access to everything. It can start deleting things. It can start sending emails, messages, things that maybe you don't want to happen.
Yeah, but that's the same. But that's the same thing about you can configure it quickly and easily. But that's the thing. If you wanted to have security, everything has to be tied down. It's a long process, right?
Yeah.
And that's why big company have security engineers, right? Cloud security engineers, and it just deal with security because there's a lot of things to analyze, to see, to check. Not just the package you install, the package within that, like what they're calling, what do they use. So OpenClaw getting popular is because it's easy to install and all that. I totally understand. Just don't do anything crazy. Just don't put important information in there, right? So.
Well, I mean, going to that, Jinchao, speaking of security, Light LLM was hacked, and people's AI stack was backdoored, which is a very interesting case because it may be you saying, well, I never installed Light LLM, but if you install some other dependency where needed as a dependency, now you can check which version you have because it was only 2 versions, and they've removed it now from their site. But basically, it was giving away credentials. And it was using through PyPL. So anyone who had Python, so you say, oh, I installed, let's say, some Python library, and it had the Light LLM as a. Now I did check my computer after this happened, and I did have Light LLM, but I didn't use. It wasn't installed. It was installed back in November, so I was fine on my version. But I went ahead and deleted just in case. You know what I mean? I don't want to be But yeah, so I mean. It's an open source library, and it acts as a unified API wrapper for various different LLM providers: OpenAI, Anthropic, Azure, Gemini, and and instead of juggling multiple SDKs, developers call for Light LLM and route requests wherever they want. So 3 million daily downloads. So presents about 36% of cloud environments according to Wiz.
Yeah.
So imagine. So
probably a vibe coder. Probably a vibe coder.
Well, what's funny is you say that, but a vibe coder was the one that found the security issue. Now, I wonder if a vibe coder was a software developer vibe coder, or was it just a vibe coder that never developed before? But it was a vibe coder that found it.
That raises very, very interesting point. I remember back in 2024, you and me went to this Berlin, right, to give our speech about AI and stuff. That one presentation was talking about using LLM to analyze the logs. They didn't went too far with it, and it just burned a bunch of tokens, analyze AWS traffic logs. But at some point, it changed. And if you use LLM to analyze your logs, it can summarize pretty accurately, especially if you're using those agentic IDE tools, which saves me a lot of times on looking for security issues. It definitely does. But I don't know where it changed. Is that because agentic AI comes in, it can think process, and not just a one window of large amount of text in there. I think there's something changed, and it's actually quite useful now.
You there? Wait a second. I don't know if that was me or you.
Yeah,
Or
you stopped. Our internet is not good today, and somebody vibe code this.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe we've been hacked in chat.
We're getting too famous.
No, we've not been hacked. Exactly. Everybody now we got detractors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting. Yeah. So I think it's just checking things, making sure before you go and install,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can. Like, just thinking about it, like 2024 to now, just over a year or something, and the things has been changing crazy. And how many of our audience, if you use LLM daily, do you still use Google search and things? Our whole workflow has been changed.
It absolutely has. I mean, I do use it all the time, and I do feel like it makes me way more productive. I know it does. But equally, like, what are you installing? What are we doing? And, are you auditing, the AI dependencies? And I'd like to hear from you guys. Drop in the comments, what you're doing, because it's, really clear. If you say, oh, I'm using light LLM and it's fine, is no longer a safe assumption. And even they hack the credentials, the ISO 27001, that it made fake credentials for it and everything. So, I mean, it is a very serious issue. So I think, even if you go, oh, I verified their website and blah, 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 it's just keeping on top of these things. And I think a very interesting point that you said there as well, Jin Chao, is like, running those audits using AI to audit, and connect to what you have to any new news and things like that. That's a very interesting point,
Yeah,
So,
I've been using it through the logs. It helps me very quickly just identify the stuff, because that's the most time consuming for me when I look in line by line the logs. And you can give a bit general information. This is Linux server logs. Look at it and see any issue with it. Or I'm looking into something like, okay, there's some. Is there any 404 image in there, or 503 or something like that, and then you can find it quickly. So that's very, but not like, okay, give the log. There you go. It doesn't do anything. You have to give the instruction, right?
Well, they can help, but definitely, as you say, yeah, it's not something you can rely on. But yeah, it's a tool that you can use to help you. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we've come to the end of our show, Jin Chao. Really interesting stuff. I appreciate everyone tuning in, and a lot of different comments. And I know that Wild Driver is going to be looking at 1.75 speed, so we're going to be talking really fast, Jin Chao.
Yeah, you just said I'm slow, so I think.
That was implied in those comments.
I'm very specific, 1.75.
I know, not 1.5, not 2, 1.75.
There you go.
Well, in fairness, he said nothing below 1.75, but yeah, that's a very specific number. So thanks for joining, everyone. Remember that we are sponsored by Tequila AI. Check them out, and we will see you guys next week, where we're going to have some more fun AI topics and keeping you guys abreast of everything that's going on in the AI world today. We'll see you guys.
Bye now.